Have you ever shared photos and wondered whether you're giving away your privacy? Not on purpose, just little things in the background, a school name, a house number, a package label. In this demo, we're going to build a Cargo AI agent that reviews a folder of photos before they go online. We'll build it with Codex and GPT and then run the same workflow locally with Google's open source Gemma model. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I'm super excited to give you a demo on what Cargo AI can do. This custom example took me just a few minutes to create. Its purpose is to get your ideas flowing on how Cargo AI may be a great AI solution for your workflow. Now back to the demo. Now let's take a step back and look at the workflow. Codex creates the Cargo AI privacy agent. That agent reviews photos, flags possible concerns, and creates a report. Then we can run that agent in two ways. First, with GPT as the hosted model, then locally with Google's open source Gemma model. Either way, Cargo AI produces the same kind of output, a local photo privacy report with possible concerns, annotated images, and a web page for human review. So that's the workflow. Now we're going to jump right in and make a new Cargo AI project. First, we'll run Cargo AI new demo photo privacy scanner. That creates a new project folder, and then we'll move into it. At first, there isn't much there. It's just a new project boundary. Next, we'll run Cargo AI add guidance style Codex. This adds local guidance and context files so Codex knows how to build Cargo AI agents and the associated agent tools. Finally, we'll copy over the demo images from our assets folder. Now that the project exists, I can open it in Codex and start describing what I want. Because we added the Cargo AI guidance files, Codex has the context it needs to build Cargo AI agents and associated tools inside this project. So instead of manually wiring everything from scratch, I can simply describe the scanner I want and let Codex create the first version. I'll speed this up 2x, and a detailed prompt log will be linked to this video below. Create a Cargo AI photo privacy pre-flight scanner. It should scan a folder of photos, leave the originals unchanged, and create a sidecar review folder with annotated copies and one HTML report. And by privacy concerns, I mean things like street signs, house numbers, package labels, visible screens, documents, QR codes, license plates, school names, work badges, or other location clues. That's what I mean by privacy in this example we're doing. Then I'll ask it to create an associated Cargo AI tool for scanning those files, annotating images, and generating the report. And I'll tell it to keep the first version simple and portable. Additionally, after building the agent and the tool, run a full test using the demo photos in the assets folder. First, test with the default profile, which uses GPT 5.4, then test the same workflow with the Gemma 4 profile. Compare the output reports and note any differences. Now, I have ideas on how the agent could be architected, but we'll let GPT 5.5 show us how smart it is, and I can always come back and give it additional guidance. Now, Codex may work for a while to solve this. In my case, it took about 15 minutes. As it works, it creates the main orchestrating agent, a Cargo AI tool to manage the folder, scan, and generate the sidecar output, and a child agent that reviews each photo. That sidecar output folder contains the annotated images, the findings JSON, and one HTML report for review. Now that the scanner exists, running it is simple. For this demo, I only need to tell it where the photos are because they're not in the base directory. Cargo AI runs the agent, reviews all the images in the folder, and creates a sidecar audit folder next to the originals. Now I can open the HTML report to inspect any possible privacy issues associated with my photos. Let's take a look. And here's the HTML report that gets produced. First, we're looking at GPT 5.4 running against our example photos. It reviewed 6 images and identified 3 possible privacy concerns: a street sign, a license plate, and a possible school or work identifier. The report includes stats at the top, and initially this was static, but I asked Codex to make the stats clickable so that I could filter out the images during review. Now let's look at the same workflow running locally on my laptop with Gemma 4, Google's open source model that supports image inputs. Gemma found 2 possible concerns instead of 3. It caught some of the same issues, but the highlighted regions are less accurate, and it missed at least one concern that GPT caught. That's useful to see. The workflow works in the same way, but the model behavior is different. Codex built a two-stage approach. First, detect the privacy concern from the original image, then use a gridded copy to place the annotation. That makes the workflow explainable, but it also shows where a smaller local model may need more help. We could improve this by removing the grid overlay and use a simple coordinate system or come up with another scheme that increases the power of the tool and places less obligation on the model. So in this demo, we showed how Cargo AI can quickly turn an idea into a real local agent workflow with custom tools, real outputs, and the model of your choice. In this case, GPT or the open source Gemma model. You can learn more at cargoai.org, and if you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe for more future Cargo AI demos. Thanks for watching.